أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ببركة شيخي سيدي محمد فوزي كركري قدس الله سره. So, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. In the previous video, like the first video I made, I invited everyone to consider trying to approach the truth of Islam, the truth of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, through the light of wilayah, or the light of sainthood, light of ihsan or iman, call it whatever you want to call, the light that the Sufis, shaykhs of the silsila of sanad, the Tariq al-Karkariya, have inherited through an interrupted chain of transmission to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I invited everyone to at least start reflecting about it, start seeing maybe an alternative to what they thought being the truth or like the purpose of life. Especially why? Because especially now our deep beliefs and our deep feeling of human invincibility is being shaken by the virus that is spreading everywhere and taking the lives of thousands of people every day. Especially in countries like Europe, like the continents like Europe and North America, where usually this kind of things never happens, or like we few months ago thought that would never happen in countries that always vented and showed off their pride of their health system. Like they always praise the health system, and now the health system is being questioned with or like the power of the health system is being questioned by this little virus. In the previous video I told you, and I promised that in later videos I will tell you how this light is changed you and help you in your everyday life. In addition to the fact that it puts you with certainty in the right path and give you certainty that the truth is only in Islam, and that the truth is only by following the sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and that to reach the haqiqah or like deep knowledge of Allah, you have to go through al-wilayah and this interrupted chain of transmission that our Shaykh Sidi Muhammad Fawzi Karkari has inherited from his Shaykh, going through names that you might know, like Sidi al-Alawi Qaddasallahu sirrahu, Ahmed Zarruq, Shaykh Ahmed Zarruq Qaddasallahu sirrahu, Sidi Abu al-Hasan al-Shadili, and all these people that you might have heard of, or if you maybe not Muslim or you're not interested in this kind of topics, that you probably maybe have never heard of. Now in this video I'm going to talk about two things. The first one is, as a Muslim, as a human being, you wanna judge, or like you wanna know how is your relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, how you as a human being, how you're doing with your Lord, and is He happy? Are you doing something wrong? And this is really a problem for many Muslims nowadays. They don't know. They just don't know. They don't know if they are in the right path, if they're doing the right thing or not. And from here, there is like also the second thing I want to talk about in this video is how to make choices using the light that you take from our Shaykh, through our Shaykh, that you inherit. And it's a gift, to be fair. It's you gifted this thing, because if you're a bit familiar with the history of the Sufis in the past, you had to struggle a lot and work hard for years to attain this ultimate truth that is Allahu Nur. Allah is light. And to start, the first thing, or like the first thing I want to talk of, I told you is La ilaha illallah Sayyiduna Muhammad Rasulullah alayhi salatu wasalam. Is how thanks to the light, you as a human being, you know how you're doing with your Lord, and if you are on the right track or not. So basically the Prophet ﷺ, he says that Imanu Nur, and this is basically this is something that you hear a lot. Faith is light. But nowadays, in the 21st century, people, even Sunnis, became too much like they forgot that the light of the Prophet ﷺ is something that you see with your own eyes. Like the Sahaba is pretty much a consensus that the Prophet ﷺ is light, and that the faith is light, and that the Sahaba used to see the light of the Prophet ﷺ with their own eyes. And this is something that we cannot deny, because if you believe in the Quran and the Sunnah, then this is something that is pretty much straightforward, pretty much a matter of consensus. Sorry. And the Prophet ﷺ, and this is the Aqidah of Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah as well, if you are into Aqidah and this kind of things, you know that Al-Iman, faith, increases with the good actions and decreases with the bad actions. Now, since light is faith is light, and you as a Karkari, you see this light. You took hand with the Shaykh, and now you're gifted this light. You see it. How do you know that Allah is pleased with you? That's the question. That's like what I want to go to. So, for us Karkari, to know that you are in the right track, you must see the light. If you don't see it, if it's hidden sometimes, then you know that your heart is being hidden. You're doing the bad things. Your actions are bad. You harming people. Maybe you're doing something wrong. If at one point you see the light, you see a star, for instance. Let's say a star, like a dot of light shining over there, for instance, and that star starts fading, for instance, or disappears, and it's not there, and when you close your eyes, even, you don't see it. Or if it's faded, or then you know that you are doing something wrong. But on the opposite, the good news is when you start seeing the star, or it decreases, and you are doing your prayers, you're on the sunnah, you're not doing something wrong, you're complying with the sharia, then you know at least that you're on the right track. Because as we said, faith increases with the good actions, and actions, there is actions of the hand, there is action of the tongue, and there is also actions of the heart. If, for instance, you do your dhikr, you see, and the star increases and become like a sun, like literally a sun that you see up there in the sky, that means you, mashallah, continue, you're on the right track. So even without the physical shaykh, you as a Karkari, through the benediction of wilaya, through the flowing of light through wilaya, of wilaya through you, through the shaykh to you, passing through the Prophet ﷺ, you know, even if you're in Germany, let's say, or in the US, or in China, you know you're on the right track. So you, and as they say, al-wilaya is absoluteness, itlaq. Is not physical. It is everything, or maybe it is beyond the things. So you're taken beyond the things, and you can judge how you're doing with your Lord and if Allah is pleased with you, just by when you turn off the lights, you look in your heart and you see if you see this light or not, and if it has decreased or not, or if it has increased or not. That's one thing. This is one way to use the light, is, as we said, again, I remind you, is to know how, is to know if you are pleasing Allah or not, if Allah is pleased with you. Second, in this video, I told you I'm going to talk about how to make choices using the light. So I'm going to talk from my own experience over here. I don't know how others do that, but in my own experience, literally, even before joining the tariqah, I heard of it. They told me a lot of great things about it, and I didn't know about the light. I just liked it. I just liked the idea, and I just had a bit of faith in the guy, because they told me he is the khatam, the seal of wilaya of this time. And the people who told me that, they're not any, like, they're not, say it's bad to say that, but it's like they're not the common Muslim. They're pretty much immersed into Sharia and stuff like that. So these are like people who, I would say, truthful people. They will not lie to you. But I didn't know about the light. So what I did, as a, like most of the Muslims would do, I would pray 2 rak'ah istikhara, prayer of consultation, and make the dua that is in the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ, and start. So I took the word, the dhikr, and I started working on the dhikr. Literally, second, third day, I started seeing the light. And it's like, you get your answer directly, like, you literally have your answer. But for me, and I said that in my testimony earlier, in previous videos, that I didn't know about it. So I was like, okay, then what's this? Maybe it's like I'm having, you know, I don't know. I didn't know that. I was like, maybe I didn't pay attention, but that was an answer for me. And later, when I heard about the light, and I continued on doing the dhikr, I started seeing like a light of a star, like a real star, like the 5 stars of Islam. I saw that in light, and I started seeing things. This light started like taking shapes, and it was an answer for me. And it was like the okay of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to continue with this, and that this is the true path of the 21st century. Also, after I took the bay'ah, if I have like there is something I want to do, I would comply with the Sharia, follow the Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ, because there is no, you don't get to deep knowledge of Allah without following literally following the footsteps of the Prophet ﷺ. You have to walk in his feet, and this is what our Shaykh says, like, and he does, is like, you have to comply with Sharia. There is no haqiqah without Sharia, there is no Sharia without haqiqah, and they are one thing. So I would do my 2 rak'ah, my consultation, prayer of consultation, and I would wait. And usually, it's like literally after I do that, I would see a star in the floor, for instance. I would look at the floor, continue doing istighfar. If this star becomes more bright, you know, I will take that as an okay, and I will continue. I will do what I have to do, and subhanallah, every time I will get like the blessings. But even the opposite, it doesn't work. It's like the light stays like that, or it starts fading. I'd understand that maybe I shouldn't do this. Maybe should be more careful. Maybe should consider my choice, something like that. Reconsider my choice. So this is a really useful thing, because you get the answer from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala literally just after. And I know some murids, they will ask the question and start doing dhikr, for instance, istighfar, and the Prophet ﷺ will come to them and give them the answer. So, some other people will get the answer, like they know how to, when they see the light will becomes green, then that means like go, or if it becomes red, like really heavy red, then they shouldn't do what they're doing. So this is how you make choices. And I'm gonna tell you, like for instance, I want to at one point I want to go back home, and I'm working as a researcher in New York, and as you see, I'm not in New York right now, in Morocco, in the Zawiya. So I wanted to visit the Zawiya, and really I couldn't wait. I like had so much, I was seeing so many great things in my dhikr, to the point I couldn't wait. I need to go to Morocco. So I did my istikhara, and I asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, please Allah, make it easy for me that I go to my shaykh and I meet my shaykh. Literally after I did my istikhara, the light became very bright in the floor and starts growing. So I took that as an okay. I went the next day, it was Monday, I went to my office and asked my boss, told him, and I worked through my computer and told him, is it fine if I work from overseas? I know it's crazy to ask that, but you know, since the light gave me the okay, I did that. And literally, subhanallah, my boss, who is a very nice person, told me, yeah, there is no problem for me. You already, like, you don't need an office, just go. If you feel good about it, if you feel like it's fine, just go. And literally the next day I booked the first flight, and after 3 days of my istikhara, I was out of the US. So that's after 48 hours actually. So less than 48 hours. I was in the plane leaving the US, taking my work with me on the computer, and subhanallah, why we tell you that your life becomes like a dream or like a movie when you enter the tariqah. Like everything becomes ishara to you. Everything that you do has a meaning, and like the last thing you're waiting for is like that the tree starts talking to you, telling you what at this moment you have to do. Like really, like it's crazy. Another thing is, like, I was considering going back to grad school, and I was working at Columbia University. So I didn't know what to do. Like, is this a good option for me or not? So I did my istikhara, and again the light became brighter. So I decided that, okay, this is an okay. I applied to grad school, to Harvard, and alhamdulillah, I got the answer like a few weeks ago, and I was accepted. So, as I said, for those who doubt the truthfulness of the light, and those who doubt the truthfulness of Islam, here is something tangible, sensed, that you see, reflected on the images that you are living with, that helps you in everyday life. It doesn't only make you sure about what is the truth of the universe and why you were created for. It also helps you in your everyday life, and helps you judge, or helps you, or tells you if Allah is pleased with you or not. And this is the ultimate goal of every Muslim, is to know if Allah is pleased with you or not. And through this light, you as a human being, you start not only working you not only living a life that is based upon your intellect. You judge and everything based on what you know, and then you don't know if you're doing is right or wrong. You have something that is from the azal, from the pre-eternity, telling you if this is the right thing or not, if you're doing the right thing or not, if maybe you should be you should do more sunnah prayers, for instance, if you should do more dhikr this time. These are things that are very important, that the light is very useful for. So thank you very much for watching this video. Again, I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to take away this disease and this virus, and that all the people that have been infected, that they recover, and those who died, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless them, and may they rest in peace, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.